everyone, I'm Beth and I'm here with our November installment of DIY. Hopefully you've been following along all summer while we've been doing all kinds of DIY projects. We've done window reimaginings, we have done charcuterie boards, face and body cream. There's a ton of stuff. I can't remember it all right now, but we've had a really good time doing it. So if you've caught them all, hooray! And if not, that's okay. It's all right to be late to the party because we saved them, all of them. If you're a Facebook person, you can go to our Willard Library Facebook page, click on videos. That'll be off to the left-hand side as you're looking at it, and it takes you to all our videos. And we have a ton of adult programming, but we have a ton of children's programming too. So if you have little people in your life, you can find something for everyone. If you're not a Facebooker, but you still get online, you can always get online and go to YouTube, type in Willard Library, and it'll take you to our channel. And then all of our programs are again found right there. So to tell you a little bit about DIY and how we got started with that was we started spending a lot of time at home this spring. And through that transition, most of us sort of took stock of what we had in the house and we cleaned out and we purged. But I probably didn't purge as much as most of you or as much as my husband would have liked, because if I have a feeling, oh, I think I can use this for something, I won't let it go. But I do force myself, if I don't eventually use it in a time frame loosely constructed and only known to me, I will get rid of things. So it takes me some time, but usually it always pays off. So the inspiration for tonight's DIY was a seasonal planter. And last spring in 2019, we were in Chicago in the month of March, walking down the sidewalks. It was beautiful, and they have these big berms, and in there they had them decorated for spring and or Easter with shiny things and lots of greenery, and just in a way I hadn't seen a whole lot of. We do our own decorating here downtown, and we have beautiful planters full of mums. This was just a little bit of a different take on it, and I wanted to recreate it for my home. So I took a basket that I had, and I added some soil. I put a rock in the bottom of it to stabilize it, to give it some weight, because it's not super big. If I was doing a large planter, by the time I was done, I probably wouldn't need the rock. But just to be on the safe side, I did that. So I backfilled it with some dirt, have my rock in there. I grabbed some wet foam that I then got wet, cut it up, wedged it in, put my sticks, and did my thing. I generally prefer to decorate for a season instead of a holiday necessarily, because I can't keep up. They go so fast. Halloween, Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, then it's New Year's. Now we have Valentine's. March we have, and I'm Irish, how could I not mention St. Patrick's Day? So it just gets to be too much for me. So I did a fall seasonal planter. Now some people feel like after Halloween, pumpkins have to go. So if you're one of those and you're a purist, a pumpkin purist, we can remove those. And you can very easily change the look. Now I just have some flowers that I had gotten on clearance at one of our craft stores, which is a great option. You can purchase them online. You can do curbside, so you don't even have to have contact with people if you choose not to. So I'm gonna cut these with my wire cutters, and I'm not gonna be really picky about how short I make them. I'm gonna cut them pretty close to the end so I can adjust that later. Because these aren't live, it doesn't matter if they hit the soil down below. And I'm gonna turn this while I work on it. Take this one out. See, I'm gonna cut this one down pretty short. I want it a lot closer to the bottom of my basket. Like so. And I love that they're fake because I can bend them and I don't have to worry about them kind of taking a beating outside. And I want to stick in these fall flowers, these fall colors. Nice. It's a little flowery for me, to be truthful. I do like a bit of a different kind of item in there. A pretty gourd or something might be nice. I'd like to do a big bow, But again, the weather, right? It's not gonna last. And then that might be kind of frustrating. So I'm gonna stick one of these in. I'll bring this back around so you can see it in a minute. As you can see, I'm being super careful with my delicate flowers, right? Not so much. Oh, and that's kind of tall. Let's see if I can get a very forgiving materials we're working with. So just that easy. We can switch it up, make it look less Halloween-y. More of that happy fall, y'all, kind of thing. And now I know I said I don't normally do holidays, but I feel like for every rule, there's an exception. I don't like to follow rules. Don't tell my boss. So, when we can make an exception, toss those there for now, I think we should do so. And I feel like, there it goes. We'd be remiss if we didn't make it a point to draw attention to today. Who's with me? Who knows what today is? Now I could crimp this so it'll stay straight. Have this little guy hanging out in the basement. So I got a little candle that's battery operated, like these little watch batteries. So you don't have to worry about anything burning down, burning out. Adds a nice little touch to your front porch. And because there's no right or wrong, you can just start adding a little bling. Because you know I like shiny things, right? Have I mentioned that before? I do. I like a little sparkle. This guy's short, so I'm going to tuck him in down here. I'm going to spread those around. Let's see. Do we need another flag? We can always use another flag, right? What do you think? Just that easy. Look. We've switched it. We've gone from Halloween or fall to a second fall look to Veterans Day. Just that easy. So this is a super cool thing to have on your front porch. If you don't have a front porch, but you have a balcony, that would be a great idea. Window boxes, anything. If you had real flowers, I would say keep this inside because it's going to get cold. You could put it in a different planter for a centerpiece. You literally, there's no end. Even though we're doing it as a planter, the idea is the same. That wet foam, your greens will stay nice, things will last. So that makes it really easy in these cooler fall into winter months. So now, let's get rid of this. Well, we're not going to get rid of it. We're just going to slide it over here. So I'm going to put this guy over here. Try not to take out my curtains while I do that. Okay. So now let's build one from scratch. First thing you do is pick your container. I was lucky enough to work with a gentleman at the library who grew up on a farm, and this is the can that he used to milk cows into. So cool. I have the bench too, but I have this. So I'm going to do my build in here. The first thing I want to do is take this wet foam, and they have wet foam and dry foam. It all comes dry, but you always want to get the wet foam because it will absorb the moisture of the water. And I'm just going to pour it over it, and I'll move it so you can see how much there is. I'll bring it to you. See, just an inch or so in the bottom. This is just a little tub I do this kind of stuff in. I kind of keep it outside or down in my laundry room. It's for gross things. So while that's soaking up the water, we're going to throw our rocks in. No particular order. We're just dumping them in. 1 bag of soil potting mix here. Any brand. This is what I had on hand, but I'm not brand specific about much, especially not this. I'm not actually trying to grow anything. So now I've left a little room in my container because I'm going to end up putting that wet foam in here. So we'll get out a cutting board and I'm going to cut some pieces. See, it hardly even drips. I'm going to do little slices because I think I can manipulate that a little better. And I'm just going to set them in. If you want to come in and look at the top for a sec, I'm just going to set them in here. Close, but not tight. They don't have to fit perfect. And you want some space because you want to be able to put those larger sticks in. Okay, there we go. All right. Then I have the other end of those wood pieces that I had, and you could grab these anywhere. Been on a walk with your dog around Linear Park, there are sticks everywhere. If you can't find them, you can also buy them. Craft stores sell them. They probably make a mint. I'm just going to shove this down, working around that foam and the rocks. Oh, I found a rock. Aha. So you can't be too planny-outy with this because you know what happens. We plan and things go awry. Work that in there. See, and it's not gonna stick for me. So let me wiggle this around. There we go. Don't be afraid to manhandle it. And because I don't like to see this in case my greens get blown around in the wind or maybe I don't do such a great job filling, I like to take a little bit of straw or hay, whatever, and I shove it down on top. It's just about giving a little extra stability to the other items we're going to put in here. It also helps retain the moisture in not only the soil that's down beneath, but our foam. Okay. So it looks like an unholy hot mess, right? It's not. It's a thing of beauty. You just can't see it yet. So I took greens from our yard. We have a couple really scraggly, kind of yucky looking trees that have been trying to die for about 10 years. I think this will be the last year I'll be able to justify even having them in the yard before we get rid of them. But I'm going to make use of them while I can. So great time of year for this. And I'm just going to start sticking those in here. And if you don't like how they go in, just keep going. There's no wrong. And nobody ever knows what you thought it should look like, too. I always used to stress out, thinking, oh, it doesn't look the way I wanted it to. And people would say, oh, this looks nice. And I couldn't help but say, oh, but don't do that to yourself. And at the end of the day, it's better than the one you had 10 minutes ago, right? And you can always redo it. That's what I love about this. I can get in here and play around and change things up 10 times over. Oh, I do have some little ones under here. I think I'll use these guys. So we've got a pretty good base here. That's kind of cute, huh? And I like this eucalyptus too. That's a nice texture. I'm gonna cut it off about here. Totally measuring and accurate on this, right? No, always eyeballing. Put this in here. And then I want to separate these. How's it looking? I'm looking at it from the side, so it's hard for me to say. But I feel like we're doing something good here. And again, separate everything out. So a little movement. Okay, now I've got some more goodies shoved down here. Now, I'm not going to go for a holiday. I don't want to do the traditional red, green, or even the buffalo check plaid that's black and white that everyone's so in love with right now. I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to have to keep up. I don't want to have to change things I don't want, right? What I do want is just something pretty shiny. I think I'm going to put a hydrangea there. And yeah, I think I am kind of obsessed with hydrangeas. I know they're not this time of year. This is an item we won a centerpiece at my husband's Christmas party a couple years ago. And I kept all the cute little pics. So we're just going to add those in. No, this is too short. Let's come over here since we got some other pine cone action. Maybe. Cut it off a little bit. Ooh, this one's tough. And remember, these all have wire in them, so they'll bend. You can twist them around and manipulate them. A good little amount there. I'm going to turn it to me for a second just so I can see where I'm going. See, just like that, I decide I need a flower back there. And like I said before, I leave them a little longer. You can always cut off. You cannot add back on. And you know, these are fake, so we're not in any danger of having to worry about it getting into that foam or really far deep into the soil. But we definitely want it far enough down there that we don't lose it. Shiny eucalyptus. And just keep building. I think I want another one in here. I'm going to do this one kind of short. Spread these out. Okay. What do you think? That's a pretty planter, isn't it? I mean, that really adds a little something. I do like shiny things, don't I? So you can see it's really easy to do this. It's really easy to add to it, to take away, to change an element out. If we decide, oh no, we really just love this lamp, out comes the flower, in goes the lamp. And then I would add a few picks around the base if I was going to leave that there. Super versatile, super fun, and easy. So easy to make. And if things skate a little and don't go in exactly how you want them, you just keep fiddling with it. So there you have it. DIY. And also, I did mention about a centerpiece for your table. These foam pieces fit right in any planter shaped container. And if it's not quite the right length or you need more, you can always do slices like I did. If I was doing this here at home, like for my kitchen table, I would probably put greenery. And if you wanted to do specific colors, you could pick up some flowers pretty inexpensively to put them in. Or you could go dig through your pile of picks and cutie little things that you've collected, all your little treasures, and build it yourself. So there we go. We did a seasonal planter. We switched it up. We made it more of a wintry one. We even celebrated our veterans today and created a veterans planter really quickly. And it is just that easy to do. So much easier than all the lights and all that. And I love all that. I just don't have the time, patience, or someone who wants to climb up on the ladder for me. So thanks for joining me this evening. I hope you had a really great time. I hope this gave you lots of ideas on how you can take something you have currently in your house and give it a new purpose or a new life, or just pretty it up a little bit. Take it from drab to fab. So thank you so much for joining me again, and I hope you had a great night and you have an even better tomorrow. I'll see you next month.